friends! Hi, welcome back. It's me. Guy on the telephone screen right now you're watching, or possibly desktop. Or if you're feeling real crazy, maybe you're watching on like a MySpace feed or something like that. I don't know, you could be. I think still? I think we're going back to MySpace, fellas. You guys remember? No, you probably don't, because that was a lot of people. I'm getting old. A lot of people probably don't remember that. I think we had it for like a year or two maybe. He used to tell you if he was online. I remember that was pretty crazy. That little feed thing is like, dang, check this out. Tom always had to be your friend. Crazy son of a gun, Tom. Nonetheless, we're talking about Halo. Hey, Halo. Speaking of old games, speaking of old in general, we're talking Halloween Rivals. The best sets to do. Things are different this week. A little bit more expensive. What do you expect, though? I think you had to jump it up. I think EA miscalculated these first couple weeks, honestly, on how much things are going to go for. And they made everything really cheap in the first set. They're making up for it. They change it. They're making up for it. So there's no reason to really be bent out of shape, I don't think, here. Because it was 91 overalls last year. This time it was cost you $400 or $500K. And that's essentially what you're getting out of this set again this time. Both of these come up to be around about 450, 470K, no matter how you slice it up, whether you do the 87s or if you do the 83 Crosby version, or same can be said about Drew. That's about the price they cost, which I think is reasonable. At that case, you just go out and say, okay, we'll put in my 83s, 85s that are untradeable, which is good if you have untradeable cards at that point of them overalls. Put those guys in, whichever one's cheaper for you to do, you just go ahead and go about that. I ain't too worried about it. I know it sounds pricey, but again, you have to remember last year for the 91s, you was paying 10 gold collectibles, 12 gold collectibles. I think it was 12. I think it was 10 for the 89s. You got the 91 is 12 or 11. He was paying 12 gold collectibles, which is 600K. It was actually, you talk 60K collectible, 10, 600, 720K, or trading in gold players. So it's kind of wanting the same here, but just a different way of building a set. So I still think the Crosby sets, the Giroux sets, those are good ones to do. Now, when we get down to Rasmus Anderson as an 89. Why did I think he was? I just tried to click the right stick in for the record to see his card. I don't know why I thought he had the 85. We have an 87. So again, you know, 80K, 86, that's 50, we'll call it 50K. You get 55, 50K, 100K, 170K, 8600 and 210K, 220K. Math, you know, you gotta love to see it. 220 plus, what is that, 100K there? So 320K for the 89. Not a horrible price. What I'm looking at though here is there's either two reasons. You gotta remember it's untradeable. So if it doesn't have the synergies you don't like, or if it's not a player you don't like, I'm looking in the auction house for it, or I'm just not gonna do it. Because fact of the matter is, what? McDavid's an 89. McDavid's an 89, and he's 150K, 200K. So there ain't no reason to go out and do, again, it's your choice, but I don't see a reason to go out and do an untradeable set that costs nearly double the best freaking card in the game, right? And McDavid, at least as far as a base card's concerned, he might be the best card in the game right now, period, because he's just that nasty. Unless you just feel like throwing coins around because it's his 89. Same can be said again, Jesse PULJUJARVISET, same story here, the 87, 86. Not a big fan of it. Take a look at the secondary set just to make sure we didn't miss something here. So 85, that's 100, that's 50, 20, that's 50, that'd be 100, yeah, 50, 90, 110, 130, 150, 170, 190, 210, 230, 250. Yeah, we're still same price again, up in the 200K range. Ain't worth it for an 89 in my opinion, not for a master item like this. Again, your choice. You might have, you know, some 87. See, the bonus of these sets are, though, this year is you pull a duplicate like an 86 Vasilevsky or, you know, goalies that you don't need yet, them laying around. You can now trade them in. By all means, then go ahead and fire away. I love both Cale McCarr and Quinn Hughes. Let me tell you what, man, do I want them cards. I just can't stop thinking about that Matthews we picked up for 180K, though. 91 Matthews, 180K. Now, it's going to be different this time because they're a little bit more expensive. And really, I don't know what else to say besides that, honestly. Because fact of the matter is 91's a 91, and you know people's rental Matthews is gone. But I guess the thing was with Matthews, everybody had their X factor Matthews. That was a thing too to consider there. Nonetheless, 86, 85, 85, you're talking 50, you're talking 210, or you're talking 100, you're talking 120, 140, 160, 180, 200K roughly for Quinn Hughes, or yeah, Quinn Hughes. And yeah, we might be pushing it up a little bit there. For an 87, no, we just brought it up. You're paying, let's talk about an 87. We're not going to talk about an 87 because it's not there. You can get an 87 for, again, you go back to one of these guys, you can just pick the 87 off the auction house for so much cheaper. I just don't see why when the overalls are out there, why you'd want to do that. So I think those are bad sets to do, honestly. I'm a fan of the Crosby because you're paying up. It's still expensive. Personally, I'm not doing any of these sets. You know, full disclaimer, I wanted to do the, or we did do the Nick Suzuki in the last one. I thought the middle tier ones were very fairly priced last time. But you just look at how much these guys cost, and it's just, this is what you're paying to get. Is an 87 caliber player, and you're paying double to get it. Back in the day, when they didn't have the cards this high overall, and you gave them a master set, and you had guys with, you know, +2, +3, +4, it made it more worth it. Because it was going to be a month or a month and a half, 2 months. Those cards are going to be superior because it was so much higher overalls than the rest of the cards. But when you already got McDavid at 91, you got guys at 89s and stuff, the gap's not as big. And it's going to take a really good card for me to do a massive set at that price. Or 91. Again, a 91 where you're considering, look what we can get for, you know, Yager and Matthews. If you wanted to waste 500K, you go get those two guys just as good of cards. Why not? I'm backing away from these master sets. Again, under the Crosby, under the Drew, it's still pretty pricey. That might be what they go for. We'll see. It depends how many come out. Right now, they're pretty hefty price. You know, if you're considering buying them or, you know, using them, the set's probably cheaper right now. But you see what I mean? Kurt McDavid, dude, 235K start price. How do you not bid on that? You want me to choose between Connor, Mickey D's, or Giroux and Crosby for the current prices of, look at that. And that's what I've seen them up for so far. It's only been 14 hours. You got to keep that in mind, of course. They will go down a little bit, but I think this is a set you just have to pass on. Personally. Love you guys' thoughts, though. As always, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.